they live on the west side of Oahu, and well, they're both retired now. They work for the city, and now they have an orchid farm. And every time we are in Hawaii changing planes, we see Thelma. Ralph called her the Barney Oldfield of Oahu. He got in the car, she's driving us, and he says, Thelma, you're driving 65 miles an hour. The sign says 35 miles. Oh, don't worry, I know where the cops are. Oh, my God. Oh, she's so cute. When I was in the 7th grade, Mary Jane Cousineau came to the Tinley Park School. Oh, gosh, she was so different from the rest of us. She was sophisticated. She had such good posture. She had flaming red hair and porcelain skin. Later on, I found out that she couldn't see anything, and her head, erect head, there she's holding her head up all the time, was because she was trying to see things. Oh, God. She still can't see anything. Mary Jane was also known as Red, and I was called Swanee, after Swanson. And we used to go to Oak Forest to see the boys. Well, when we get there, we'd have an ice cream cone. You know, that was quite a long ride for an ice cream cone. I drove the bicycle, and Mary Jane was seated behind me. I was doing all the work. One time, she got her shoes caught in the rear spokes, and she hollered, "Stop, stop." I don't know what happened. Somehow I went into fast forward. She ripped off a lot of skin. Oh, God. You know, I hear about that today still. After 55 years, she tells me about that. You wouldn't stop. Oh, I think it was all because I laughed. But I always laugh at the worst accidents and at scary things. I wondered if something was wrong with me, but now I find out that many other people laugh when bad things happen. My ma would run away if someone got hurt. Oh, don't get hurt when my mother was there. I was cleaning a ceiling light with a solution containing something strong, and I was on the ladder, and my ma was holding the ladder. Some of the solution got into my eyes, and it was burning like crazy, and I couldn't see. So I'm yelling for Ma, get some water. And she says, I'll run and get help. And I'm saying, no, don't go. Just get some water in a bowl. Anyway, I stumbled down the ladder and tried to find the sink, and I was okay. And then she comes back, is it okay? Oh, geez. Then we had a laugh together about Ma running away. She was so strong about so many things. I mean, she could make anything, grab a hammer and a nail. She could fix anything. But things like that, no. She was very scared about things like that. I had a friend in Chicago named Arlene Lamb. I've lost contact with her, but I remember once when I visited her, and she lived next to the Chinese cemetery. So we climbed over the fence. I wanted to see the Chinese cemetery and what was all that stuff on the graves. She showed me how the Chinese left food and chopsticks on the graves, just like we leave flowers. Well, I stole a pair of chopsticks. They were ivory, and I have always been sorry for the act. And I have always wondered how that particular Chinese person could eat and get to heaven without his chopsticks. Honest, I do. I remember it every time we go to a Chinese restaurant to eat and I pick up the chopsticks. I can see this whole scenario plain as day. We had a depression, but I never knew it. I never felt poor. I always had nice clothes. I had a bike, I had roller skates, and an allowance. I guess Dad had a good job in the photo engraving business. We also had a huge garden, and Ma canned a lot. And the whole front of the garden was peonies. And when they were in bloom, Ma cut them all and put them in water and took them to Blue Island and sold them to the florist. I wonder how much she got. See, another thing. Don't ask. You'll never find out. I had lots of crushes, and I liked to flirt. Crushes on Jim Zimmerman, George Mumford, Bobby Wallen, but nothing came of the Tinley Park boys. My boyfriends all came from other towns. Richard Claus was from Harvey, and his brother had red hair and was called... No, Richard was from Harvey, yes, but his brother didn't have red hair. Richard had the red hair, and he was called Red Claus, C-L-A-W-S, Red Claus. I always pictured him as a lobster when I heard his name. Now, I met Red at the 50th high school reunion, but Richard didn't come. Richard was his brother. Richard was my boyfriend. Richard would come on his bike all the way from Harvey to Tinley Park, and once he brought me a heart necklace so small I couldn't get it around my neck. And once he brought perfume. He would stay a few hours and then bike all the way back to Harvey. Well, that did not last long. All that biking snuffed out the flame of love.